How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Cure Twinkle figure. So like Cure Flora, this is again another newer line in the Figuarts line, and it is a web exclusive figure. But you do get the window to see the figure inside, and then you have pictures on the top, same for both sides, and then legal stuff for the bottom. And then various pictures of the figure on the back. To open the box, just lift open the side flap and then lift open the front cover. And there's the figure all together with her accessories. So first you do get instructions showing what the figure comes with and how to operate the accessories. So here's the actual figure itself, and like I already said, this is in the newer line in the Figuarts, so the sculpt and articulation has improved quite a bit over the older Precure figures. So looking at the face, I feel that they capture the likeness of the character really well, just looks like her. And then you move on to the hair, which is really nicely sculpted. It is in a nice matte orange finish, but then you have darker shades of yellow and lighter shades to really bring out the details, and it just makes the hair look really nice overall. And then you have the nice sculpting as well, and it looks really nice. And then you have the pigtails at the bottom. And despite this figure having a lot of back hair, the whole hair is solid, so it makes the figure quite back heavy. And there is a seam line as well, which you can see that runs through the pigtails, and it does kind of look distracting from the figure, but it isn't super noticeable. And then you have the crown on the top, nicely sculpted and detailed. And then moving down to her outfit, again it's very nicely sculpted. You have the metallic gold for the button here, and then you have the ribbons. And moving down to the skirt, you have all these nice white lines which are nicely painted on. And then there's like darker shades throughout the yellow to bring out the kind of definition. And then you have the ribbon on the back, really nicely sculpted. There's even some shades in between the layers. And it is actually quite a solid piece, so they do feel very fragile. I think it would be nice if they were a soft material. But in any case, you just have to be careful of them. Moving down to the skirt, you can see all the layers. It's all really nicely sculpted. And then there's even shading in between the layers to bring out the definition. And then down to the shoes, very nicely sculpted. The paintwork is very nice and clean. And overall the figure just looks really nice and nicely detailed. There's just a lot of shading going on in this figure, and it makes it look really nice. So for articulation, the neck is on a single ball joint, so she can look down, but because of how heavy the hair is, it really does just make her look up most of the time. And then she can look up, but the hair does really restrict most of the articulation. But she can tilt her head side to side as well as twist. And then each pigtail is on a ball joint, so you can move them back and forth as well as twist. And then you can twist the ball joint so that you can move them side to side as well. For the shoulder, it's on a ball joint, so you can move her arm about however you want. But it also implements a newer type, so you can actually pull the arm out, and that allows for a bit more range. So that's pretty cool. And it is on a hinge, so you can bring her arm out to the side. You can bring her arm forward as well as back. And then she has the bicep swivel and then single jointed elbow. And then she has the really thin ball joints for the wrist. So if you watch my Cure Flora figure, I mentioned that the wrist joints are just really thin and can break really easily, and that's the same case for Cure Twinkle, so you just have to be careful. The torso is on a ball joint, so she can lean forward about that much, lean back that much, not really a whole lot. She leans side to side as well as twist, and it is pretty much restricted, so you can't really get much movement from it. And then the hips is on a ball joint, so you can move her legs about however you want, and you can also twist. And because the skirt is a solid piece, it is going to restrict most of her leg articulation. But each leg is on a ball joint, so she can kick about that far to the side, kick forward that much, kick back that much. She has the thigh swivel, and then she's got single jointed knees. And then for her ankles, it's on a ball joint, so it can go back that much, forward that much, can lean side to side as well as twist. So for the most part, she has all the articulation you'd expect a Figuarts figure to have, and then they even added the new pull-out method for the shoulders, which is nice. But due to her design, she is mostly quite restricting, so you're not going to get a whole lot of movement from the head, same for the torso and same for the legs. But for the most part, you should still be able to get all the articulation you'd want from this figure. But that's the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. For faces, she comes with a default smiling face, a happy face with her eyes closed, a happy face with her mouth open, and then a talking face with her eyes looking slightly to the right. For hands, she comes with a pair of open palmed hands, and then a rack of various hands. So 2 more open palmed hands, 2 hands to hold her weapon, a pair of fists, a pair of different styled fists, 2 hands hold her items, and then 2 posing styled hands. She also comes with an extra neck joint, which is to help support her head, which is pretty much needed for this figure. She comes with a perfume bottle, really nicely sculpted and detailed, and then this front part is translucent, and the top can be removed. She also comes with her main weapon, again nicely sculpted and detailed. Nice use of the translucent for the middle part, and again the top bit can be removed. And then finally she comes with a display base, which I do recommend using with this figure. So my final thoughts are, overall this is a really nice looking figure, but like I mentioned, this is a web exclusive figure, so she is quite on the pricier side, and with the improvements in the line at this time, the price has risen up quite dramatically as well. But it does show, I mean, there's a lot more shading and detail going on in the figure and the paintwork, and then the articulation has kind of been improved as well, but the figure does still suffer some QC issues, such as the weak neck joint. So she can't really support her head, and then some joints are quite weak as well, like the elbow joint is slightly weak, and then the ankle is a little bit weak as well. But for the most part, she is a big improvement over the older Precure figures, and if you are a fan of this character and the show, then I can still recommend this figure. But that's my review. Thank you for watching, and enjoy some pictures.